Okay, so I just want to give you a demo of the speed controller that I'm selling. First, let me tell you about a couple things. So I wired a power supply for a BC if you want to run an external BEC, which I did. I don't have that set up for the demo here, but when I had it in my RC vehicle, I used the external BEC. I have the O2 connector. I have that set up and I leave that on full time, and it allows you to configure the speed controller through a computer. If you look here, I do have, I use the high temp RV silicone to kind of seal the speed controller, and I did that just to keep the insides as clean as I could. I also use aluminum tape and some shrink wrap. Um, so why don't I go ahead and turn it on and just give a quick demo. So when I turn this on, you'll hear the fans kick on and then the motor chirp. Okay, great. So the motor chirped and the fans are on. So let me go ahead and give you a little throttle. Okay, a little more. And then I put the brakes on, so you can feel, or you can hear that it's nice and smooth. So I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, so yeah, the speed controller is it runs perfect. In fact, I had sent it back to MGM to upgrade the firmware. So the firmware is 3.23. So that's the firmware it's running today. And when I had sent it back to have them upgrade the firmware, I also bought the connector, which is the O3 connector, which allows you to do your upgrades online. Okay, so there's no need to send it back to the company. I also have the Unicard with all the documentation. In fact, I never used it, so it's brand new. I also have the USB COM connector, which I actually use this. I use this all the time. I had preferred to configure the speed controller using the computer, and I always ran this setup with a 5S LiPo, and the LiPos that I use are PolyQuest.